It was a bright morning in the middle of the forest. The little bunny slowly opened her eyes as the first rays of sunlight peeked through her cozy burrow. She stretched her tiny paws, yawned, and smiled. "Today feels like a perfect day for an adventure," she said softly. After brushing her soft fur with a twig brush, she hopped outside, greeted by birds singing and butterflies fluttering around. The forest sparkled with life, and Bunny's heart filled with excitement. She picked up her small basket and began to explore the forest path, humming a cheerful tune. As she hopped along the trail, she met a friendly squirrel nibbling on an acorn. "Good morning, Bunny," the squirrel squeaked. Bunny giggled. "Good morning. Want to join my adventure?" But the squirrel was busy collecting nuts, so Bunny waved and continued. She crossed a little wooden bridge over a stream, watching the sunlight dance on the water. Everything seemed so perfect until she heard a soft cry. It was coming from behind some bushes. Curious, Bunny tiptoed closer and peeked through the leaves. There, sitting alone and trembling, was a tiny hedgehog. His eyes were full of tears. "What's wrong?" Bunny asked gently. The hedgehog sniffled. "I lost my way home, and I don't know how to get back." Bunny's heart melted. "Don't worry," she said with a warm smile. "I'll help you find your home." The hedgehog's face lit up with hope, and together they began their journey deeper into the forest. After some time, they reached a river, flowing fast and wide. The hedgehog's little legs shook. "How will we cross?" he asked. Bunny looked around and spotted some fallen logs. "We'll build a bridge," she said with confidence. Using all her strength, Bunny pushed the logs into place, while the hedgehog helped by holding small sticks steady. It wasn't easy, but they didn't give up. Finally, their little bridge stood strong. Step by step, they crossed the river together, cheering when they reached the other side. On the way, they saw a small bird trapped in some vines. Without thinking twice, Bunny hurried over and began to untangle the vines. The hedgehog helped by pulling away the leaves. With a happy chirp, the bird flapped its wings and soared free. "Thank you," it sang, circling above them. Bunny smiled and said, "We're all friends here. We help each other." The three new friends shared some berries from Bunny's basket and laughed as the forest glowed in warm sunlight. As the day began to fade, Bunny noticed a familiar-looking part of the forest. Tiny mushrooms, colorful flowers, and soft moss everywhere. The hedgehog gasped, "That's my home!" His family came rushing out, tiny hedgehogs hugging and cheering. Bunny watched with a big smile as the little hedgehog reunited with his loved ones. "Thank you, Bunny," the hedgehog said softly. Bunny replied, "You're welcome. I'm glad I could help." She waved goodbye and hopped away as the sky turned golden. The birds sang her a goodbye song, and the forest shimmered with evening light. As Bunny reached her burrow and looked back at the peaceful forest, she smiled and whispered, "Helping others makes every adventure brighter." Then she curled up in her little bed, dreaming of the next day's adventure, because in the heart of the forest, kindness always finds its way home. It was a bright, sunny morning in the forest. Little Bunny woke up in her cozy burrow and stretched her soft paws. "What a beautiful day!" she said happily. She brushed her fur, picked up her little basket, and hopped outside. The forest shimmered with sunlight, and birds were singing sweetly. Bunny smiled and said, "Let's see what adventures wait for me today." As she hopped along the forest path, she waved to a squirrel collecting nuts and crossed a tiny wooden bridge. Everything felt so peaceful until she heard a soft cry coming from the bushes. Curious, Bunny peeked through the leaves and found a tiny hedgehog sitting alone, tears in his eyes. "What's wrong, little one?" Bunny asked gently. "I can't find my home," the hedgehog sniffled. Bunny smiled warmly.